we're going to talk about what it really takes to be the 1% of Gen Z or millennials in the future. You see, gone are the days that you have to go to college to be successful. The standard way of doing things before was that you went to college, you got a degree, you get hired into corporate, and you work up the corporate ladder just to get a few weeks, a year of vacation time. And then maybe you save up enough money to be able to start your own business, but even that takes a while to get off the ground. And it's a big if. And so a lot of people just hold on to their corporate job that pays them possibly even 6 figures a year, but they're trapped in a cubicle and they're not able to have the time freedom that they truly want. Not to mention, you might have a snobby manager, you might have people that you don't want to work with, you don't want to be around. And is that true freedom if you don't want to work with the people that you work with? Would it be better to be in control of your own time, of the people that you surround yourself with, the things that you do, where you do it? That's going to be the 1% of Gen Z and millennials in the future. You see, there's a new breed of people that are developing, a new age of people that are developing. And this is coming from someone who almost failed high school, went to summer school, and dropped out of college and was a total mess. I mean, I was a pothead, I had a felony, I was arrested multiple times, and despite all those things, because I followed the 1%, because I fought for it every single day, I was able to make over $700,000 with my own businesses at the age of 24. Now, you might be asking yourself, how was that possible? You see, Tim Ferriss in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, he calls it the new rich. Now, who are the new rich, and how can you become one of them? Well, first, let's cover why you would even want to become one of them. First, as I mentioned before, I believe corporate is slavery. Unless you enjoy working at your job, unless you want to be a lawyer, unless you want to be a teacher, and unless you want to be a doctor, and you're not just doing it for the money, the corporate ladder isn't even for you. You'll save so much time going after what you truly want in life, something that is sustainable, something that you want to do long term. You'll save money, you'll save resources, you'll save the mental stress of doing something that you don't like. Number two is that there's a lot of talk about the government crashing and the economy crashing, and especially if you're a Gen Z or millennial watching this, we're going to be the ones that are going to have to face these kind of problems in the future. Now, if the economy does fall apart, what's important is that you build skills that are valuable to the marketplace. That's the only way that you're going to survive. A lot of these corporate jobs, or jobs in a traditional sense, are not secure. If the economy crashes or things start falling apart, it's as easy as them telling you that you're off, and there you go. So you must be able to build skills that are valuable enough to the marketplace where even if the economy does crash, you'll still be in a good spot. Now, here are a few skills that come to mind. You can learn sales. Every company, everyone needs sales. You can learn more about remote team development. You can learn more about operations in the online space. You can learn more about marketing, media buying, copywriting. These are all skills that you can start developing now. And by building these skills, you become recession proof. It means that no matter what happens to the economy, you'll always have a way to make money. That's protecting your ass and your families in case something like that were to happen. And for the last reason on why you should even consider being the 1% of Gen Z or millennials in the future and joining the new rich is that you get to live life on your own terms. You know, I see so many people walking around, people way older than me, that are trapped to their jobs. They're trapped to the same routines, and they're not able to do things like travel to Mexico, travel to Colombia, travel to different parts of the world, and they're confined into one space. Now, whether you decide to build your own online business or whether you decide to build one of those online skills that I listed above, no one's going to be able to tell you what to do. You get to live life on your own terms, and you get to travel to places that you never thought possible. And that's what happens when you build these skills and you become so good that no one can tell you to do anything. If you ever played sports, it's kind of like that kid on your team, the one that's so good. And he's so good that the coach doesn't care what he does during practice. He gets away with things. He gets to do the things that he wants to do. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is that he's performing and he's the best at what he does. And when you're the best at what you do, then you play life at your own terms. So as long as he got the best results and the best performance, that's what actually matters. And the rest, well, that's for him to decide. And that's who you'll need to become in the next coming years. Now, let's talk about becoming the 1% as a Gen Z or millennial in the future. Number one is that you have to start thinking for yourself. You have to start creating your own path. You see, if you decide to join the new rich, if you decide to be the 1%, you're not going to be able to follow anyone else. This is a lonely path. This is a path that's not proven, but this is where everything starts. If people tell you to do one thing, you question it. For example, college. You know, when everyone was telling me to go to college, when all my peers, when everyone around me was going to college, I decided to question going to college. And I just thought for myself, what do I actually want to do? Where do I want to be in 5 or 10 years? And is that aligned with college? And because I thought for myself, the answer was that I didn't want to go to college. And so it didn't matter what my parents wanted me to do, or what my friends were doing, or what the people around me were telling me to do. I decided that college wasn't going to be for me. And in 5 or 10 years, I wanted to be able to run an online business, travel the world, and be my own boss. College had nothing to do with that. And so by thinking for myself, I made the decision for myself. And that decision was purely for me. Now again, this has allowed me to be able to travel the world. I'm moving to Bali next month and be able to make more than $500,000 online at the age of 24. All right, so number 2 on how to become the 1% is that you need to remove all stimuli. And this time you want to have full control over yourself. Guys, look, at the end of the day, if we keep following what people are telling us to do, if we keep doing what everyone else is doing, what happens is that we become weak. We become like everyone else. So the question is, how do we become weak? Well, to name a few things: porn, vaping, social media, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, eating junk food, eating fast food, eating chips, eating processed food, entertainment, Netflix, clubbing, partying, laziness, lack of purpose, lack of vision, lack of impact, lack of relationships, comfort. You see, when we give into all the things I listed above, you get trapped into a vortex. You're in a matrix that society has put you in, and it indulges you with fast food, junk food, vaping, smoking, drinking. All of these things because they know it makes you weak. And when you're weak, they have more control. And so when you're in the matrix, it's very hard to be able to think for yourself. It's very hard to do the things that you want to do. You start to become okay with going with the crowd. You start to become okay with being complacent. You start to become a victim of your outside circumstance. You lose the ability to think for yourself, to make decisions for yourself. And that's when you're running on a program. You see, a program is simply your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, your emotions, your habits, your actions, and those lead to your experiences. And you have the same experiences every single day. And if you compound that over time, that becomes your reality, which is what you're living in exactly right now. That means the money that you have, the money in your bank account, your level of happiness, your level of relationships, your sense of direction, it all directly correlates with your programming. Now the question is your program serving you? Is it moving you in a direction where you really want to go in life? Or is it just holding you back? Holding you back from living a life that you know is possible, being able to take the actions that you want to take, being able to feel the feelings that you want to feel, being able to be the person that you want to be. You see, the program is what determines that. Ask yourself, is there a part of you that you want to get rid of, but you can't seem to let go? And you know that's the one thing holding you back in life. You see, in order to have full control over yourself, it's gonna take a lot of work. That's why we are the 1%. And it's not easy to be the 1%. It takes what 99% of people are not willing to do. And that's why you are the 1%. But the rewards and the benefits and the lifestyle that you get from being the 1% is what 99% of people want, but they don't get. And they don't get it because they don't work for it. They're not willing to do the things that are required on a daily basis. So the choice comes down to you. So this leads me to the last and final point in becoming the 1%, which is in order to truly make it to be the 1%, to be a part of this way of living, you must be that person. And in order to be that person, you must be that person every single day, which means your habits, your demeanor, the actions that you take, the decisions that you make, the environment that you're in, and your daily freaking life. You need to be the person that you want to be, and you need to be it now. And the best way that I found to do this is what we call monk mode protocol. You see, monk mode protocol is a series of habits that you follow and that you commit to in order to be the best version of yourself. And the habits are not easy. It's done every single day. And what happens when you do something every single day, it starts to compound and starts to have a bigger effect on your life. And what happens then is that you start to regain control over yourself and therefore your life. And so all the meaningless habits that you've been holding on to, you now finally have the power to let go. All the wasted time that you spend on your phone, you finally use that time towards your goals. You do what it really takes. Doing what it really takes to be the top 1%. So what is the monk mode protocol and what are the habits? So it looks like this for me right now. 30 minutes of exercise every single day. 20 minutes of meditation every single day. No smoking, no vaping, no drinking. No caffeine, no porn, and a meal plan. Now there's different variations of monk mode protocol. The one I listed above is what I personally like to do and what I'm following. Now if you're watching this video, my assumption is that you want to be the top 1%. You want to be able to join the new rich. And so what I've decided to do is start a challenge. So if you're thinking about building an online business, or you already have an online business, or maybe you want to build one of those high value skills in the online space, and you want to be the top 1% of Gen Z and millennials going into the future, I invite you to our 7-day monk mode challenge. We'll be hosting a complete free challenge in our private group where we all hold each other accountable to following monk mode protocol. And by following monk mode protocol, again, we become the person that's required in order to hit our goals. Become the type of person that's required to be the 1%. And the best way to do that is with a community. It's made a huge difference in my life, and I want to be able to share it with others. So if you want to join this challenge, go ahead and click the link in the bio. There will be a link to join the group. Once you join a group, you'll have the monk mode protocol, and you'll have people holding you accountable. This is what it takes to be the top 1%. And if you want more content like this, we'll be talking about what it takes to be the 1%, what it takes to live your best life, and be the best version of yourself. So make sure to subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.